Spirit of life, come to me, is an invitation to be in deep relationship with that transcending mystery and wonder, the animating force that brings life to life. I will approach this spirit of life as portrayed by the goddess Ostara, and through her, look at how we can grow our mind, body, and spirit practice. Ostara is an Anglo-Saxon spring maiden goddess that tends to new growth of life on earth. In her careful watch, the buds venture to swell out of deciduous branches. The seeds that were dormant over winter begin to vibrate, and the energy of seasonal change encourages them to be courageous, to trust that when they poke the tip of a leaf out of that dark soil, there will be a new realm for them to develop. Ostara's time of day is dawn, and the beginning of each day starts when Earth leans forward just a little bit more to reveal the waiting sun in the east. Of course, Ostara is a mythological goddess. She's an archetype that expresses the universal aspect of the human story and the relationship to Earth. So take a moment to check in with yourself and find that little bit of Ostara within your own personality. Part of you that relishes the tender green of a plant life, the first light of an idea, the patient encouragement to grow, and the rebirth of what has died through the winter season. What do we need to grow our spirits and to develop a spiritual practice that will stabilize us as news of our times sends us in a swirl and whirl? What do our spirits need to manage relationships within ourselves and within each other? A lot is being asked of us right now as we shelter in place. We are participating in a grand social experiment that attempts to flatten the curve of coronavirus. And what we grow in our spirits at this time can sustain us through all of our days beyond. It is important to be informed, and it is especially important to maintain self-care. Something I learned as a young mother of small children: if I didn't take care of myself, I wouldn't have the bandwidth to do a good job and take care of those precious, irrational, fickle, and cute as a button little humans that depended on me for good caretaking. My mind, body, and spirit needed to be attended so that I could attend well to the mind, body, and spirit of my children. So let's start with an exploration of the mind. In Buddhism, the term monkey mind is for that propensity of our thoughts to jump from tree to tree, swinging across our mental landscapes and keeping us distracted from the present moment. For instance, I tend to run scenarios of possibilities and imagine how past actions could have been done differently or better, more advantageous, and then I cast them into the future of what could be and how it could be best. Circular thinking has its place in the human psyche. Ruminating can be constructive, even entertaining. The inquiry I'm looking into here is to notice what thoughts keep coming up that cause anguish, anxiety, that fuel uncertainty and fosters fear around our lack of control. Thoughts greatly influence our bodies, and if we spend time beyond what is helpful on circumstances that we perceive as a threat, our bodies release adrenaline to prepare for our survival responses of fight, flight, freeze, and faint. After a while, When adrenaline is released but not used, it can become toxic to our systems. Pardon me for just a second. Scott, can you attend to Gail? Thank you. Our lovely music director is striving to get online with us. So what is the simplest practice to calm the monkey mind and circular thinking? What can be done any time of the day? Meditation. Yep, you saw that coming. Good old-fashioned meditation. That time of intentionally quieting our minds, even for a breath or two, gives us reprieve and some semblance of control over our thoughts. It brings fresh air to a stale environment, and it can be reassuring as a time of calm. And it tells our limbic brain, I got this. And since it's spring, one of the sweetest and simplest meditations is to go outside and smell the air. Listen to the birds, feel the breeze, and trust the stable ground beneath us. It is an opportunity to look with beginner's mind at all that is around us, without judgment, simply taking it in. This is also how we care for our bodies. These vehicles of bones and nerves, organs, skin and flesh, blood, sweat, and tears carry us through our days. And it's easy to take it for granted, and at the same time, it requires a lot to maintain its functions. It is what we do above and beyond that maintenance when we are truly caring for our bodies. So I ask, what in your body wants to move? Be it a quiet, subtle, intuitive way, a bold, abrupt, energetic way, a curious, unfamiliar, even awkward way? What is your favorite way to move? This is when I dance. In my household, we have decided to rearrange the furniture and make room for movement. We set up the computer, connect it to the stereo, turn on the music, and dance. As we bear witness in this very moment, Zoom has become the social connecting platform of our time of physical distance. And physical distancing has been very challenging. We are social, interactive beings, and I feel a special compassion for folks who are used to close connections but now are confined to themselves. Self-care includes giving our bodies extra TLC. Within the boundaries we find ourselves in, what can you do to attend to the blessing and the burden that is your body? And I love this quote by Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. We are not physical beings having a spiritual journey. We are spiritual beings having a physical journey. When we attend to our minds and our bodies, by the nature of our nature, we attend to our spirit. In my theology, spirit is what animates life to be alive. And when I contemplate the vastness of life, the micro and the macro realms, the density of earth and the expansiveness of the cosmos, I am in awe. Existence is awesome. The interconnected web of life is one that when you pull a single thread, the whole fabric moves. It's fantastic. It's amazing. And it's sacred. It's humbling and enlivening to be in awe with life and all of its expressions. And spring is a perfect time to be in awe with our growing spirits. Take a moment to look at the flower, leaf, or plant that you have brought to your station. And if you don't have one, just imagine your favorite. Imagine it in its inception. Imagine you are this green growing being. The trembling of energy that must transform its DNA, combined with the elements of water, sunlight, and the nutrients, are particular to this physical expression. With every sip of water, relish it. Feel the smoothness on your tongue and the quench of your thirst. This liquid delight fills in between the spaces and makes you plump and supple. With every bite of food, give thanks for all that preceded this moment. Be grateful for the nourishment that it provides. Gail wants to be admitted. Find a beam of sunlight and let that vitamin D soak in. Lift your face to the sun and smile. Drink it in. This is a prayer. This is honoring and gratitude. Goddess Astara invokes and inspires our growing spirits. She invites us to bear witness to the growing of spirits of plant life all around us this spring, and to carefully cultivate our own for ourselves and for all of our relations. May the verdant abundance of this season rejuvenate and the rebirth nourish our mind, body, and spirit. Blessed be.